Good morning, or if you're watching the recording, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time might be for you. Welcome to Try This at Home. Today's yoga intermission is focused on a gentle journey, giving us some space, some awareness of the transition into autumn. So, like Mr. Rogers, I'm taking off, he took off his shoes and his sweater and his coat and donned his sweater. I'm just taking off my socks as I chat. Today, the beauty of the practice is the letting go of control, of the perception of control, and following awareness, the senses, body observation, breath, for moving into opening. So nothing tricky about today's practice, nothing super powered up. There are probably not going to be any warriors, but we're going to take a nice, slow, gentle journey. So go ahead and find your way onto your back. You are welcome to have your knees bent if that feels better, or prop something underneath your knees if that helps your low back. And I will join you momentarily as you place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And without changing your breath, just begin to notice it. "50 minutes together of self-care, gentleness. Breathe in as deeply as you can. Sip in a little bit more. Feel the ribcage expand all the way around the body. Open your mouth, let it go. Another deep breath in. Belly breath into the chest and the lungs and the ribs and up into the throat. Drop your jaw side away. Go ahead and shift each shoulder blade a little more sort of sneakily toward the hip on each side. Then lift your head off the mat, tuck your chin toward your chest, lengthening the back of the neck, and see if you can keep some of that length as you then draw the head gently back to the earth. Another big breath in. Belly puffs out all the way around the body. Rib cage expands like the ribs on a boat, and the heart lifts a little bit. Release. Place your hands wherever it feels comfortable for you. I'm going to drop mine by my sides. You're welcome to move into a savasana-like position, although it's more of a meditation than it is standard shavasana. We're going to feel the body connecting to the earth, all the places that touch the mat or the floor. Starting with the back of the head, notice its heaviness, its connection. Shoulder blades. The backs of the arms, perhaps, if your arms are beside you, and maybe the backs of the hands. Across the sacrum, the low, flat triangle on your back. And if your legs are extended, maybe your thighs and calves, but certainly some part of your feet. See what happens if you loosen the belly. Just kind of let it soften. You might feel a little concaveness there. And now we'll notice any sensations in the toes. Let's start with the right toes. Doesn't matter what they are. You don't need to label them. Just become aware of sensation. The right foot, maybe a particular part of the right foot, the inner arch, the upper arch, the heel. Notice the right ankle. And if at any point you're noticing a crankiness or a tightness or a holding on in a spot, a body part that I call out, take an extra breath as if you could aim it into that spot. The lower part of the right leg. Right knee. Right thigh. You could breathe effortlessly, or maybe if you feel a little cool, find Ujjayi breath. The right side of the pelvis, the right hip, the right glutes. Right thigh. The right fingers. The thumb. Anything you feel in the palm of the right hand, just let it happen. Acknowledge it. Shake its hand. Lower part of the right arm. The belly. Right side of the ribs, in the front and the side, all the way around the back. Right side of the chest. Right elbow, the upper arm. Check in now with the shoulder blade. And the collarbone until your awareness settles on that lovely divot in the center throat. Aware now of any sensation in the left collarbone, the left side of the chest, the left shoulder blade. The left shoulder itself. Experience the upper arm on the left side. The elbow. The left side of the chest. The rib cage all the way around the body. The low belly on the left side. The left forearm and the wrist. What do you feel there? The palm of the left hand. Becoming aware of the thumb and all the fingertips. Left side of the pelvis, the hip, the glutes. The left thigh. Kneecap and the back of the knee and inside the knee. The lower part of the left leg. Left ankle. The left foot, maybe identifying one specific spot. And any sensations in the left toes. If you're not in a savasana posture and you're able to do so safely and without pain, make your way there. And we're going to do a sort of snow angel move. So first, draw the legs together long and draw the arms right by the sides. And take a breath in, lift the heart, and breathe out. On an inhale, Legs move away from one another. Arms start to sweep out by the sides and then up overhead, making our leaf angel for this season. We're going to go ahead and hook the thumbs together. Spread the fingers wide, almost like you're making a turkey shape. Or is that a peacock shape, actually? And then draw the legs together again, like they're a single tree trunk. Point the toes forward and reach forward with the feet and backward with the hands. Stretch the torso, breath in. Let everything go. Arms draw into a cactus shape if possible. Then we press the shoulder blades into the earth and squeeze them toward one another, lifting the heart a little bit more, opening up the chest and the shoulders, opening up the collarbones. And release this. Arms can draw by the sides. Draw your right knee in toward your chest. If you need to bring your left foot to the floor, go ahead and do that. Taking a nice squeeze of the right knee, compressing the belly, ankle circles with the right ankle, both directions, not simultaneously, unless you're magical. Open and close the toes, squeeze them, spread them out, and send that leg toward the sky. Maybe drawing the hands to the calf, the ankle, the toes, or to the back of the right thigh. If your left foot is on the ground, with sole of the foot on the ground, press the big toe mound to the earth. So we're working the inner thigh. Alternate between pointing the right toes and the right heel to the ceiling. Then we gather the knee in toward the right armpit. Using the right hand on the kneecap, we'll find circles in the air with that knee. They can be small or large, but see how large you can make them and have it still feel okay for your body. Just starting to lubricate the joint. Take that in the opposite direction. Then go ahead and bring your right hand inside your right knee and drop that knee out to the right. You want to try and keep the low back fully on the earth. So maybe you place a prop under the outside part of the right knee. Big breath in. Generous breath out. Now we draw the right knee in toward the right armpit again and take a half happy baby. The arm comes long inside the leg. The hand takes a hold of the inner or outer edge of the right foot. And we bring the foot as if you could step on the clouds, finding a little bit of a different opening, which includes some of the hamstrings, the inner thigh. We're going to move into a twist by bringing the right ankle to the left knee. So if your left foot is not on the floor, go ahead and do that. Then we're going to drop the left knee over to the left. And it might be, as you draw onto your left hip, that your right foot comes to the earth, but maybe not. Arms can now reach out by the sides and the gaze comes over the right hand. Take a big breath in. And let it go. Here might be a good place to establish your intention for your practice, or maybe just consider your motivation for coming to your mat. Whatever that is, a feeling, a behavior, an aspiration, consider it the word, the label, the key phrase, if you will. And repeat it to yourself 3 times as I say the word resolve. 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 Come all the way onto the spine, returning it to the mat. Unhook your right ankle. Place the right foot on the floor. And go ahead and draw the left knee toward your chest. Use the thigh to compress the belly. Find your ankle circles. Take those in both directions. One at a time. Right after the other. Open and close the toes. Maybe squeeze them into foot fist. And reach them out. Move that, draw that left leg long toward the sky. Press the big toe mound of the right foot into the earth. If you have more space to work with, you're welcome to extend the right leg onto the ground. Alternate between the heel and the toes of the left foot pointing toward the sky. And if you're like me at all, you might feel very significant differences one side to the other. This time, left knee draws in toward the left armpit. And we use the left hand on the shin or the kneecap to guide that knee into drawing circles, as if you could paint invisible circles in the air. 3 or 5 in one direction, and then the opposite direction. Continue to press the big toe mound of the right foot to the earth, because sometimes the knee likes to drop out to the right or into the left. Half happy baby. Oh no, let's go ahead and press the left knee out to the left first. Left hand inside the left knee. Maybe you feel a little tightness in the inner thigh or the, I can't remember the name of the smallest glutes. Gluteus minimus or the gluteus medius. Now the half happy baby. Knee draws in toward the armpit. Arm is long inside the leg. Hand takes a hold of the inner or outer edge of the foot. And the foot is stepping on the beautiful sky, even if you're indoors, maybe stepping on the ceiling. Left ankle now crosses above the right knee. We shift the hips to the left slightly and drop the right knee to the right. The left foot might tap down, maybe not. Arms flop outward and the head turns so the nose points to the left thumb. Big breath in. Complete breath out. You're welcome now to draw all the way onto one side or hug your knees into your chest. We're going to meet in a seat. Find your way to sitting, maybe rocking and rolling forward and backward until that happens. I will face you now. We're sitting cross-legged. Enough warming up so that the shawl can be removed. That was a nice opening of the lower body. And now we're going to work on the arms and the shoulders and the chest a little bit in our seated posture. We're going to drop the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms lift in front. We're going to stay here for the breath out. We'll lock the arms back into the shoulders. Feel what that feels like. And inhale, arms lift high, palms face behind. Palms face forward. As we exhale, we slowly, I know we said we weren't going to control things, but we're going to control this descent of the arms so we can feel what the shoulders are feeling. I'm going to take that 2 more times. Palms face up. Inhale, lift in front like you're gift giving. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, palms face forward, and they draw slowly downward to the sides. And once more, take your time. I'm now going to bring the arms out to the side with the palms facing downward, right out from the shoulders. My elbows don't quite go straight. Yours might or might not. We're going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Doesn't matter if the elbows are slightly bent or not, but we are aiming for as straight as our body allows us. Press the shoulder behind, release them from your ears. We're going to reach the fingers up with the heels of the hands pointing away from us and sort of a wipe on, wipe off. Circles with the arms, starting to feel the shoulders rotate, and then one direction and then the opposite direction. And we'll pause here, point the fingers down with the outer wrist reaching away from us, and then point the fingers up. Reach across the chest, across the back. Drop your hands to your sides. Lift the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, cactus shape arms. Squeeze the shoulders together. Reach those shoulder blades toward one another. Eagle arms, right elbow underneath the left. One wrap or two is still pretty early. We haven't done a lot of opening. So this might feel a little tight for you. Maybe tighter than it might at night. Elbows lift high. Really press some space between the shoulder blades, but lift from the top of the hip bones, top of the pelvis, all the way up to the rib cage and the breastbone. We're going to take a twist, right hand outside the left thigh. Keep your left arm lifted as it unfurls behind you. Gaze can be toward your thumb. We're going to drop that hand down, take the twist deeper, breathe in, tall in the spine. Breathe out to twist. Coming front and center, the left arm crosses above the right. We round the spine and drop the head, finding a bit of a fold and an opening along the spine, maybe even the left side. Inhale, sit upright, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Return to cactus shape arms. This time left elbow under right for your eagle arms. Belly in. And we'll take a twist. Left hand outside your right thigh. Right arm unfurls behind. It is raised from the ground, coming straight out of your shoulder socket. And your nose moves as if you could look over your left thumb. Left hand drops behind you. We deepen the twist. Left hand is a guide rather than a kickstand. Breathe in, belly in, spine long, shoulders down. Breathe out for your twist. Inhale forward, front and center. Right arm crosses above the left. A hand reaches to your thigh. And once again, we round the spine. Drop the head as if you can stare at your navel. And kind of like an angel again, we're going to sit up and spread the arms nice and wide like they are wings. Yeah. And then up overhead. We're going to bring into cactus shape arms again. And then we're going to drop the right hand to the earth. Now stretch, 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 long and tall breath in. Arm lifts. Exhale, a tilt over toward the right. Gaze might lift up even if the eyes are closed. Rise back, cactus-shaped arms. Close the saloon doors, outer part of the forearms and the baby fingers touch. Lift the elbows, shoulder height or higher. I feel like this is a peekaboo kind of opportunity. So we're going to take it, we're going to open those saloon doors and then drop the left fingertips to the ground. We take a breath in to extend left arm and the torso, and a breath out to tilt. As we rise up, we drop the right hand by the side so the fingertips are on the earth. And then bring your hands wherever it feels comfortable. Drop your chin to the chest. Let the head be super heavy. Don't hang on to it. See if you can make more space between the shoulders and the earlobes. And then a little pendulum movement, like half circles of the chin, left and right. So you're swiveling as opposed to something else. I don't know what this something else is. Next time the chin comes toward the chest, we'll lift the chin so it is parallel to the earth. Then we'll take a look over the left shoulder. Take the right hand and place it on the ground by your side. Walk it away from you to the right. Like Thing in the Addams Family. Drop the chin toward your left armpit. If you have more stretch opportunity, you can take the left hand and place it on the occipital lobe, the back of the head, that bulbous part. Without pulling or pushing, just let the weight of the hand and gravity open up the right side of the neck, maybe even into the shoulder, if you crawl that right hand farther away from you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Chin drops to the chest, both hands drop down. Hands come to the thighs, lift the chin up. And a look this time over the right shoulder, finding the right side stretch. Left hand to the earth, let it crawl to the left, away from you. Drop the chin toward your armpit on the right side. And the right hand reaches up, rests on the back of the head. And maybe you find extra space. Chin drops to the chest, both hands down. And we find our way into a child's pose. Slow and steady, finding our way there. We've done almost all of the directions of the spine, movements of the spine. We haven't done a back bend yet, but we will. But we're starting to move into a little bit more of an active set of postures. But how nice to start in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw up onto your fingertips so the forearms are off the earth. We take a breath in. And on an exhale, the hands will crawl all the way to the right, maybe off the mat. And if they're off the mat, maybe the left palm comes to the back of the right. As you draw the left sitting bone toward your left heel, you find an opening all along the left side of the body, all the way to the left pinky finger, without crunching the right side of the body. An inhale draws us front and center. The next breath out, hands move over to the left. Hands move to center and then walk backward, and we come to kneeling. The knees can be slightly apart. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. If you like and it helps you in your balance. You can tuck your toes. I don't find that does any special benefit to me, but some people do. So you might try it out if you haven't. Take the heels of your hands, draw them to the low back, right where the fleshy part of the glutes meets the back. And we're going to press that flesh down. Shift the hips forward an inch or so. Lift the torso. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the heart. You could stay here, or you could take that sequence 1 or 2 more times. Flesh presses down. Hips move forward. Glutes are activated to draw downward. Torso gets extra long. Shoulder blades fall in love. The heart reaches for the stars. And one more time. Flesh down. Hips forward. Torso long. Shoulder blades. Heart. And this time maybe the head drops back. Finding our final movement of the spine. We've done forward fold, twists, tilts, and now back bend. Draw the shoulders over the hips. Sit down on your heels and find a little seated cat-cow. You're welcome to do this in tabletop if it's nicer for your knees. We'll meet in tabletop. Fingers wide, walking the hands forward a couple of inches, the toes tucked to shift the hips high, downward dog. I bet you thought we were never going to do one this morning, but we are. Pedaling into the downward dog. You might feel very different having done a lot more warm-up than normal, especially on a cooler and for some of us damper morning. Find some stillness as the belly draws in and up, the sitting bones reach high, head is loose. Rise up to your tiptoes, drop your heels over to the right. Rise onto the tiptoes again, drop your heels over to the left. Rise up to the tiptoes, bend your knees a lot, look past your hands and walk to them. Our first forward fold, standing forward fold. You're welcome to take a bind if you like. Make sure the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. A ragdoll can be nice here to add to gravity, helping us out. Creating length in the spine, nod the head. Shake the head, open and close the jaw, waggle your eyebrows, breathe in. Let it go. Release the hands to the earth. We're going to take 3 half lifts with 2 full breaths. So if need be, you can have blocks or draw your hands to your shins. We rise halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Collarbones super wide. Extra breath in and out. On an exhale, we release into a fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. One more time, halfway lift. Forward fold. Slowly float to standing, taking your time. Imagining maybe you're one of those Halloween blow-up decorations and the air that is blowing you up is coming in really slowly and really tight and small. You're welcome to make boo sounds or blah, wah-ha-ha-ha. Shoulders stack over the hips. Sorry, it's October 1st. Rabbit, rabbit, pumpkin, pumpkin. Shoulders, arms reach out and up overhead. Samasthihi, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms sweep high. Breathe out for a forward fold. We're going to take hip and back opener sequence, halfway lift. Forward fold, left foot glides way to the back of the mat. Long, long, long in your runner's lunge. Take your time setting this up. We're going to extend the front leg to fold over, just pressing that foot into the earth. Inhale forward, runner's lunge, drop your back knee. Left hand down, right arm high for a twist. Big toe mound of that right foot pressing to the earth, pelvis pressing forward. Right hand on your right thigh. The left hand meets it, so we're kneeling upward. Anhatasana, modified. And then you find your hands in any position, maybe this one, that helps you find the back bend as you open up the psoas, the hip flexor on the left leg, right in the front of the hip. So you could stay here and you're squeezing your left glutes and your left hamstrings. You might drop your hands by your sides with the palms facing forward, which is one of my preferred. I feel like I can really open my heart here. Or maybe the arms lift overhead. You start to feel the rotation of the shoulders as the pinky fingers spin toward one another. And you squeeze the shoulder blades together. For a half split, hands will frame your front foot around the heel. And then that right leg will extend long. The toes peel off the mat. We reach the heart forward, the shoulders away from the ear, long, long spine, and fold. You don't have to go very far. There's no cash reward. There's no bonus incentive. There's no carrot other than the merit of finding an opening in the body, working with what people like to call our temple, the human form, in a way that helps us be prepared for the hard times off the mat, emotionally and physically. We bring the right foot to the mat, tuck the left toes under, and step up to the front of the mat for a forward fold. Floating to standing, root to rise. Exhale, forward fold. We'll take that whole thing on the other side, but we'll take a halfway lift first. And a forward fold. Glide the right foot way to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Extend your left leg and fold over it. Peel the heart forward, runners. Drop your back knee to the earth and find your twist. Heart faces down, left hand to the left thigh. Right hand joins it as you kneel upright. And then moving into your back bend and hip flexor opening. Maybe the hands stay where they are or drop by your sides. Or they reach overhead. Or you could do all three of those things, which I'm about to do as I lift the arms overhead. Spin the pinky fingers toward each other or facing each other. And then dropping the shoulders from the ears. Activating the right glutes. The belly draws in and out. Hands frame your front heel, leg extends, finding our way to a half split. Scoot your left hand inside your left foot. Find your way into a tabletop. A little cat and cow, or big cat and cow, your choice, or cow and cat. And then we'll find the hips right stacked over the knees for Anahatasana. The hands walk forward till the forehead, chin, or chest comes to the earth. If you've practiced with me more than a few times, you know this is one of my favorite back bends because I love how you can be vulnerable and protected by the earth below you. Grumpy shoulders can be alleviated by extending and bending the elbows outward. And then you can always place your forehead on stacked hands or a block if it doesn't reach the earth. Imagining that a little starlight is sparkling downward and landing on your back right behind your heart, helping to soften the heart toward the earth and melting around the heart like the most gorgeous, white, bright hug. We tuck our tailbones, draw the knees together, and find Balasana 1, Child's Pose 1. So you're shifting your sitting bones toward your heels, bringing the top of the head to the earth, and swinging your arms around behind you if that works for you. You might touch your feet or just drop the backs of the hands up to the earth. This is also known as a form of bunny rabbit or rabbit pose, which is appropriate on the first day of the month, rabbit. And then gently we're going to come to a seat and find our way onto our backs. We're going to move into a twist and then, as promised, a bit of a lengthier Shavasana. I'm going to grab my clock so that I can pay attention to time for you. So moving all the way onto your back. We're going to shift the hips over to the right. Drop the knees to the left as you draw onto your left hip. A few variations. You could take the bottom ankle and place it outside the top knee. You could also extend your top leg, your right leg, out to the left, which feels really, really yummy right now for me. And the arms flop out, the gaze draws over to the right. You can stack your knees. You could even cross your knees, just finding what works for you. Being safe while finding your twist. The right hip as if it's moving forward toward the front edge of the mat. And the shoulder blades nestle downward. So if they're not touching the earth, maybe you come out of the twist a little bit, or maybe you shift around a little bit. You want the shoulder blades close to the earth, more so than finding the deeper twist. It's much more safe for you that way. Gently find your way out of this twist, returning the entire spine to the mat, and then shifting your hips as needed over to the left to drop the knees over to the right. Taking your variation, and allowing the head to turn so the nose points toward the left hand. Let the entire spine come back to the mat. Shift around so it's as straight top to bottom as it would typically be. And one final posture before Shavasana. You might find legs up the wall, a happy baby. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze my knees in toward the chest and then find knee circles to massage out the low back. Wherever you are, one more breath, and make your way to your final resting posture. Whatever that might mean for you. If you need something to place over you, take it. This time we're going to scan from the head all the way down to the feet. Noticing the crown of the head and any sensations there. Moving down the face, softening the eye sockets, the eyelids as if they're rose petals. Letting the ears relax and the jaw. Loosening the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Feel the neck. Let it be long and soft. The right shoulder. Upper arm. Elbow. Forearm. Thumb. Palm. Fingers. The right collarbone. Center throat. Left collarbone. Shoulder. Upper arm. Elbow. Lower arm. Thumb. Left palm. And all the fingers. The center chest. All the ribs on the body, left side, right side, from the front all the way to the back. Belly. The low back. Aware now of any sensations in the hips, the pelvis. Letting them be, or using the breath to encourage relaxation. The thighs, left and right. Knees. Lower legs. Ankles. The soles of the feet. And all the toes. Closing our practice as we began, we'll go ahead and find a full body stretch. Tree trunk legs, arms overhead, hook the thumbs, maybe the awkward way, spread your fingers. Inhale deeply and stretch top to bottom. Release. Find your way on to one side, whichever side feels fine for your body. Intuitive. Then use your top hand, let your head hang heavy as you press yourself to a seat. And in the seat, we will close with an Om, placing the hands at the heart, the palms pressed together. It's as if the hands have found their home there. And we'll chant with an Om to share out all of our good intentions, all of the seeds we have sown and cultivated that are positive and kind, and all the merits of this yoga practice that has brought us together. You can make it a silent Om if that works better for you. Breathe all the air out of your lungs. Press the belly in. Inhale fully. Thumb knuckles meet the center of your forehead. Life is precious. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is permanent. The kinder we are to ourselves, the kinder we are to others. Namaste. I hope you're feeling terrific and a little reawakened. Maybe you're a little sleepy. If so, spend more time on your inhale than your exhale if you have stuff to do. It was great to be here with you. My name is Karen. Happy October, or whenever you're watching this. And just a reminder, saltandsandstudios.com. If you're in the vicinity, Central Vermont, love to see you in person. We will be shifting our schedule around come November. So we will keep this at 9:30 and then we'll move to 10 a.m. as of November. Keep an eye on the site. I do have some travel coming up, but I will be sure to let you know beforehand. I will see you next week. Have a great day, great evening, great afternoon, and see you soon. Bye.